For more focus on the region here, and certainly given the diplomatic breakthroughs with Israel recently here with the Gulf monarchies. And we're joined now by Joanna Landau, the CEO and founder of Vibe Israel. Thanks for being with us here. I know you're heavily immersed in this space right now, and have been for many years in terms of, I believe, the branding of Israel outward. They'll ask you to explain it better, but certainly a moment right now. So tell us about Vibe and about upcoming, I believe there's a business Israel-Dubai summit soon in the Emirates. Tell us about that.
This week.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, so Vibe Israel is a non-profit organization that's dedicated to enhancing Israel's global reputation. We are doing, as you said, branding and marketing of Israel. We're going with our strengths rather than explaining policies and so on. In the past decade, we've been focused on promoting Israeli lifestyle and culture. And now, when the pandemic started, we understood that, of course, it's a medical situation, but it's very much an economic situation that's going to bring the entire world into a new economic order. And we approached the Ministry of Economy and Trade and asked them to join us in developing a strategy for branding Israel's economy. And now that there's this opportunity with the United Arab Emirates, we want to start building bridges with them.
Well, sort of startup nation has been arguably the most successful tag applied to Israel in the last 10, 20 years. Tell us about the importance of branding, or how you see that maybe shifting given the new alliances eastward in the Gulf specifically.
Right. Well, it's interesting that you mentioned Startup Nation, because if we were a company and that was our slogan, then after 10 years we would be evaluating whether that slogan is still
now. Right.
Exactly.
Started up. Now what's next?
Exactly. So we did global research amongst business people, and we found that Israel is very much revered for its technology, but today so are other countries. And we've become a very competitive world. It's almost like you're going into a supermarket and there's not just one country on the shelf, there's several countries. And you need to really know how to stand out. And you do that by marketing and branding a country like you would a commercial product. And different countries do it in various ways. Unfortunately, Israel doesn't have a proper strategy in that respect. We at Vibe Israel believe there should be. And I find the connection with the UAE particularly interesting because they launched their own nation brand office this year. It's very new, and so there are many similarities, and I'm going to this conference to not only to, of course, connect with the Israelis that are going there, but to develop relationships with the UAE themselves.
What do you think the main challenges, what do you anticipate in terms of being the main challenges in this new arena for Israel?
So I think that it's really important for Israelis to first and foremost understand that this is a two-way connection. We are not just going there to have them invest in us, much as we would like to. They are very much also seeking investment from the Israeli side, and I'm looking at it as the entire region. I've looked at things that have been going on in other countries. For example, London and Paris work together to bring tourists from the United States. Why not Dubai and Tel Aviv, Abu Dhabi and Jerusalem? For tourism, of course, there are different investment opportunities that we can do together. So I think that the major hurdle will be the cultural aspect of how we do business in Israel versus how they do business in the UAE. It's very, very different, and we need to be aware of it, just as we prepared ourselves for doing business with China. Or Israelis know that when they go to Europe, they have to put on a tie. The same is with the United Arab Emirates. It's different, and we need to learn it.
And given what appears to be the true opening of the doors, visa-free travel, what we're hearing, top-down, bottom-up support for all the growing of ties now, unprecedented as it is here, what are the next steps for you, given now that the doors appear to be open, and as a conference this week, where does it go from here?
So it's the beginning of a relationship. The purpose of the conference is to exchange business cards. Nothing's going to happen tomorrow morning, except that we've seen an Israeli company has already invested in a UAE startup, which is really interesting. It will take some time, and there, of course, will be incredible business opportunities here. But I think it will expand much, much further. They are very interested in our culture as well, our food, our lifestyle. We're interested in them. So I think that this is going to be, a call for a new region, which is very exciting, because we've got peace with other countries, but it's not the same kind of enthusiasm that both sides are coming into.
Does it start with business? Is that one of the bedrocks, do you think?
Clearly, yeah.
The future of
definitely business, tourism, those aspects. Really, you do business with people. You don't do business with countries, and so we have to get to know each other. We feel, I think, like cousins coming together again. We have the same background. We're both countries that are young and starting to do something new. And so I think that the enthusiasm is going to lend itself for very, very many years.
It's an exciting moment, and happy to see you in the center of it. I'll hope to get some updates for you in the coming weeks here. Joanna Landau, CEO and founder of Vibe. Thank you, and good luck.
Thank you.